Thank you for joining me today for yet another unboxing video. And today we have Coma Ward, an epic experience by Danny Locke. The board game of mature survival horror, a narrative experience for 2 to 6 players. We also have 2 expansions that also go with the game, which is the Mystery Guest Pack and a Cataclysmic Abominations expansion. So everything is put out by Everything Epic. And I've played this game several times with, actually this time I played it with my wife and I played with my kids as well. My kids are a little younger than the age that they recommend for it. They handled it pretty well, I must say. It's a fantastic game, and I'm actually very happy that I picked it up, and I'm glad that I have this unboxing for you today. One thing I have to tell you right off the bat, there's a lot of little individual boxes that kind of happen when you flip to the second part of the storyline. And I don't want to ruin anything for you because each of the mysteries are in these boxes. They're the answers, basically. Let's put it that way: the answers to the mystery that you're trying to solve. So I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but I do want to just kind of go through what parts are included in the box itself. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side for a second. So here's the core box. Coma Ward again. Love the artwork. So let's flip it over. Welcome to the ward. And empty and sterile is the only way you can describe the place. It's a perfectly normal functioning hospital. It's just empty. Oh, it's just empty. The name printed on your wristband doesn't ring any bells, and the strangers you woke up with seem just as lost as you. Something unnatural is going on here in these cold, echoing halls. Time to tighten your gown and start looking for clues. Maybe something around this place might jog your memory or at least tell you where everyone else went. Coma Ward is the mature survival horror narrative experience where you are a coma patient who just awoke in an empty hospital. Who are you? Why is the hospital empty? Are these patients friends or foes? Search for clues and helpful items to find out. Keep your terror in check and stay focused, or face terrifying hallucinations that tug at the tenuous threads of your reality. Unfathomable horror awaits you as you explore 12 secret phenomena, each with multiple unique endings, which, when revealed, show the truth behind your bizarre circumstances. Never experience the same chills twice. Each game of Coma Ward is different as your phenomenon win condition may change, and you explore a fresh and sterile new hospital layout every game with the random room tile deck. This game, again, was released in 2018 by Everything Epic Games. Can you discover the cause of the hospital's eeriness? If you do, can you survive it? Make choices, suffer the consequences. And of course, down here it says again, 18 plus mature. Coma Ward is intended for an adult audience. Player discretion is advised. All right. And again, you need more information about the game or want to pick this up, go to everythingepic.us. Of course, the pictures kind of show some of the things that are in the box. Okay. Box is quite formidable and it's quite heavy, so let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Again, I've played this game multiple times and it's truly a fantastic game, I gotta tell you. So as you can tell, there's a lot of stuff in the box that we have to unbox here. So first thing you have to go through are the rules. You know, tells you pages, what it's all about, the wristband that you would be wearing, letter from the creators, using an overview about what's going on here, the back story, the components, everything that's included in the game, your prologue and your setup, you have different card sets, different kinds of tiles, your stats for as a character. You have a health, strength, dexterity, terror, and focus. So you have this sheet here, which we'll show you in a little bit. making a check, and the gameplay. Making a check, successes are in 5s or 6, failures are 1, 2, 3. Suspense. Now the suspense roll is important because when you take a bunch of dice, and I'll show you when we pull a dice out, but if you roll a 5 or 6, it's a success. Obviously 1, 2, 3 means you don't pass. But if you roll a 4, you get to take that and one other dice and re-roll again. And if you keep rolling fours, you can add another dice. So in other words, if I roll a 5, I roll no 5, 6, but I roll 4 dice, and I get a 1, a 4, a 2, and a 5, well, the 5 automatically passes. The 4, you can pick up the 1. You roll both those together. Now all of a sudden, let's say the 1 turns into a 6. So now I got a 4, a 6, 5, or 6. Now I can pick up it, and I need 3 successes. Well, a 4 is not a success. The 5 and 6 now are, and you still have 1 die left. Because you got that 4, you get to re-roll that die again. You roll it again, you roll again. Now all of a sudden it winds up being a 1 and 2. You needed 3 or more successes. You failed, and something then triggers something else to happen. So I'll show you the dice when we get done. When we pull them out, I'll show you what it means. But that's a really cool. That's a cool little thing about this game too. That's something that's pretty cool. Hallucination cards, clothing item cards, weapon cards, item cards, food and medicine cards, quirk cards, okay, clue item cards, so our quirk cards, title, trigger, reward, special ability, turn structure, free actions, movement, trading items, use items, drop items. Again, trading items, I like the word that's highlighted. It says willing. Because again, you don't know whether you're with a good guy, a bad guy with you. You don't know anything about anybody else that's playing the game with you. This game's not really for solo play. I did a quick run through of the game before playing with the kids and the wife. I tried, I set it up and tried it solo first. I understand why you can't play it solo, because you're reading stuff that you need other people to read for you, and I'll explain that as we go along too. Dropping items, using items, main actions, resolving, revealing new tiles, room tile cards, room effect cards, rummaging for items, attacking or stealing items if the attacker wins, medicine as an attack, dodge checks if the attacker wins, if the defender wins, how many dice roll during combat, tells you right there. In the event of a tie, defender wins, nothing happens, no damage, no moving, no stealing. Character death, picking up items, revealing the phenomenon. And there it gives you boxes, more rules. Neurosis and adrenaline, what those mean. You have your neurosis card. You have the regular side and you have the B side, there's 2. And then they give you a glossary of terms in case you don't understand that. More glossary, and then your FAQs, or your frequently asked questions. This is your phenomenon chart, which I'll explain to you in a little bit. So you're looking for clue cards in your deck, and depending on which, so if you get the A clue first, you start looking here for where the A's are. You get the B, find a B clue or the C clue or the D clue next. It tells you which one you're aiming towards. And then this would be the pack that you open up, which is your phenomenon packs, which I'll again show it to you when we get there. Guest writer phenomenon explanation. Expansion phenomenon chart. Got it right here. There you have it, and on the back. There you go. So there is your rulebook. Now this happens to be the Kickstarter version of the game. So it did come with this sheet here, which says, thank you for your purchase of Coma Award. They had some corrections, clarifications, and the Platinum Rule of Coma Award. The game's meant to be fun, it's competitive, but not meant to be, I say this, you say this, and all of a sudden a brawl breaks out. No, the golden rule is to have fun and make sure that everyone agrees with the rule prior to moving on. This way, no one gets their feelings hurt, and you have an enjoyable experience when playing Coma Award. Now, there are some topics in Coma Award that are can trigger some people. That can make them feel awkward or make them feel uneasy. If that's true, they can always excuse themselves from the game, or, you know, this should be expressed prior to playing the game, that people should understand that it is a mystery and it is a horror themed mystery, and there are a lot of adult themes in the game, so that's something I want to keep an eye out for too. But anyway, I'm going to pull this to the side for a second because this board is humongous. So again, you have two sides to the board. You have the full color board, and then you kind of have what it would look like if it was just the architect drawing. So there you go, the architect drawing side here. I'm just showing you kind of how it looks from one side. Okay, try and do it. I do not want to break the board, obviously. Now I'm going to flip it onto this side. So as you can tell, it is what we call a ginormous board. So the color board kind of, it shows you it's just easier to understand where everything is. So your characters start down here in the second floor. There's the nurse's station right there. There's the entrance. You have some elevators and stairs. The elevator is considered the center part. The stairs are what you go up, obviously, or down. Some more stairs. Then you have the lobby over here. Each of these are where different tiles get placed so it's a randomized rooms that you're picking up. Down here on this side here, you have, again, stairwell going down, the entrance to the basement itself. The basement is a certain portion. Up top here is the nurse's station on the third floor. Okay, so you basically have 4 floors of the hospital. Down here, it also gives you an explanation of some of the rules. The elevator, roll a die. 1 means you're stuck in the elevator and you can't do anything. Stairs, move to the stairs on any floor at the cost of 1 move per floor. So if you're on the basement, it'll take you 3 moves to move up to the 3rd floor. Okay, so there's your game board. So your game board is, like I said, it's a very, very large game board. And here's your rule book that goes right on top of it. And the other side, as I said, let me flip it to that side just so you can see it. But when I play, this is the side I tend to use. If you want to use the other side, of course, you're more than free to use it. Not sure why they did it on both sides, because it doesn't really matter which side you use, but there it is. It's the exact same thing, but it's more like a schematic drawing that you would get if you were working with an architect, kind of like before the building is built. So it's your choice which side you want to use. All right, it says up top it's an emergency evacuation plan. Okay, but I'm going to move it back because, again, I don't want to break the board, but it is a very, very large board, as you can tell. All right, so there you have it right there. Okay, that's your board. That's straighten out for you. And then we have, again, the book, and we have the changes, the corrections, I should say, for the game itself. Now, you got a large set of dice here in 2 different colors. Take 1 of each out. So again, the dice run, if I'm going to say you have 4 dice to do something, right? It's going to show it to you real quick. So you take the dice, show you how that action works again. Take the dice, you roll the dice. All right, so let's say I need 4 to pass, or 4 to achieve something, all right? So I need to pass on 4 dice. So I have 2, a 5, and 6 you need to pass. So 6 that works. So you put them to the side. Now if I look here, I have a 4 and a 1. The 4 means I can re-roll 1 die. So it's the 4 means re-roll and plus 1 die. So I get to re-roll those. So when I roll them again, remember I need 3 or 4 die. I need 4 to pass or 3 to pass, depending on what the card tells me to do. Now I get 2 4s, means I get to re-roll them again. A 6, I pass. The 1 I fail. If I needed to pass 4 dice, I failed. But if I needed only 3, I have now passed. So that's an explanation of how to use the dice in this game. Okay, and there you have it. A nice, and the game also comes with the nice baggies. So here you go, everything in a nice baggie. Okay, so there's your dice. At the beginning of the game, everybody has to pick a neurosis. So you put them out like this, and everybody picks one. Okay. There's enough for, I believe, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 of them. So you can play up to 6 players in this game. Now you want, again, every one of them starts on the same side, the neurosis side, not the P side, but the regular neurosis side. There they are. So I'm just going to show you one. I don't want to ruin, again, I don't want to ruin anything, but each person, so you're going to look on this side. So in this neurosis, the person has bossy trait. The first time another player moves out of your space this round, reduce your terror by 1. This would make your terror drop below 0. Then you may flip this to the P side. So on your terror tracker, let me pull one of those out real quick so I can show you. So you have your trackers. So you have trackers in a couple different colors. Again, there's 6 of them. There's a white one, a yellow one, a purple one, a green one, a red one, and a blue one. I'll use the blue one because it pops a little better. So again, up top you have your health, your strength, your dexterity. Compliments the Saint Memorial Guard. Okay, this is your terror. Your terror starts at 4 and 1, and your health starts at 5, 4, 4. Okay, so you track it this way. So again, your neurosis, when they're talking about your tracker, so if you're at 0 and 5 and you get a reduction, it reduces down to here, you would then flip your card over to see your other side, which is your P side, okay? So again, your neuroses are bossy, egotistical. Once per round, when you draw a non-clue item card, you may place it on the bottom of the deck and draw another card instead. You're narcissistic. Every time you resolve a hallucination card, reduce your terror by 1. Adrenaline gets +1 focus. Again, if you flip this over onto the P side, you see that you drop from 3 traits to 2 because your adrenaline is so high right now. You're supportive and you're self-loathing. Supportive. The first time another player on your space resolves a check this round, you may change one of the dice showing their lowest result into a 5. So you could use that to help someone else if you choose to. Self-loathing. If you end your movement on a space occupied by no other players, increase your terror by 1. Adrenaline moves up, you get +2 strength. There you have it. Right. Again, you get 6 of these, and each one is different. And there's your trackers. Again, you get 6 of those as well. Standees, you get, these are for your characters. You have 6 of those in there. Again, they're pretty generic. Pretty easy to use. There they are. And you get, again, the little baggie that comes with it, and there's 6 of those included in the game. Start taking a look at some of these other cards. Oh, that's right. Right here. So these are your quirk cards. So I like the quirk cards. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. So let's take a look at it. I'm just again, I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm going to read one of them. So it's technophobia. Every time another player interacts with an electronic device, place a pill on this card. Scores +4 when resolving an unarmed attack check. Especially your unarmed attacks gain +2 damage. So what happens, you have these little pills, you put them on here. Every time someone, let's say, touches their cell phone, there you go, touching it, you would now get a pill that's placed on there. A pill can you use to get a benefit when you need it, okay? So basically what I noticed from these cards here was, obviously while we're playing the game, nobody should be touching their cell phone. They say if someone touches their face, you know, if somebody moves around, all these things can have someone touch someone else. There's kind of a, how do you want to say it? It's a deterrent to pay attention to the game versus paying attention to other things and doing other things while playing. You don't want to be, these kind of prevent you from getting distracted during the game. Makes the game a little bit more challenging. There's also some, these are your room cards. And these are your cards when I'm going to come back to these because I want to show you these other cards first. Give me a second. Okay, we have this deck of cards here as well. Okay, when hallucinating, when you fail something, you have to flip this card here. So I'm just going to show you one. So when you flip the card, the title is when is something darts around the corner. So the person to your left reads this card to you. You never see this card. They read it to you. Then they give you what's going on. Something just darted around the corner. Option one, you can either leave, or option two, you turn the lights on. So as the player that this happened to, you have to make a choice. Do you leave or do you turn the lights on? So what happens if you say leave, you would read this part to the person. If you say stay, turn the lights on, this happens to it. So it's very random as to what happens. It's all choice making. So as you can tell, there's all kinds of these like that. So if you're hallucinating, okay, so that's, big deck of these. Again, I don't want to ruin much of it, so I don't want to show you too many of the cards or read what the topics are in the cards, but here they are. Nice big deck of them. Okay. Normally, when you hit this deck, it's not something that's positive that happens to you. Just an FYI out there. Okay, so these are your typical room cards. So when you flip it, there's a card that could be associated. Like the example, I flipped this one. So it says ER waiting room. So there's a room card 4. So let me see if I can find that real quick so I can show you that. So there's something called the room effect cards. So in that card here, it says pull out waiting room 4. So all these cards right here are labeled, I believe, up to number 13. Oh, that's a different card. So I would pick out card 4, and it would tell you what's happening. So it says ER waiting room. For the first time you end your turn on this tile, -1 terror, and draw a hallucination card. And that's how that would work. So again, these are your room effect cards. These are your room tiles. And these are your special room tiles, which are your hallucination tiles. So we go here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So you got 25 of those. There's 25 rooms you put these in. So you have operating rooms, patient rooms, chapel, broom closet, patient room, psych ward, radiology, pediatrics, another operating room 2, neonatal ward. So once the card is read here, there's no other use for these cards here, unless the person goes back in that card. It will trigger the effects in it. Okay, so example, like this one. If a clue is revealed here, all players get +1 health and +1 terror. So as people continue to roll back, if they decide to go into this room, you can go back into it. The same thing happens yet again. Okay, but here's the thing. Once you go in the room and you search it one time, there's a token that's placed here, and you can no longer search the room. So there's really no reason to go back into that room, if you think about it. Patient rooms, operating rooms, patient rooms, pharmacy, medical labs, supply closets, cafeteria, patient room, patient room, patient room, deaf lockers, patient room, oncology, and the ER waiting room. All right. So there you have it. On this side here, again, if you're in a delusional state, you have the blood fountain, endless sea of stars, room of reflections, ravaged harbor, hall of hands, unnerving fortune teller, abandoned cellar, raucous auditorium, cavernous gateway. Now, what do these mean? Well, again, I don't want to read too much and give too much away, but there you have it. This tells you, there you go. These are the cards. It tells you room of reflection, whether you're using the colored side or the other side. They're both the same on both sides. So they are abandoned cellar. So let's just say abandoned cellar. The room is dark and musty like an unaired house. The floor creaks as you step into the room. Makes sense considering the floor is decaying hardwood slats. Shelves lining the walls littered with odd knickknacks and moldy jars filled with things better left uninspected. Looking through the various curios, you might find something of use. Better look quickly though, something in the other corner creeps towards you. The squeaking floorboards echo with uneven scratching that grows slowly louder. And then the effect of this room. Draw an item card. If it is a weapon or medicine, -1 health. If it's clothing or food, +1 terror. If you use this tile's ability, +1 terror. Exit this tile, and you may not use this tile's ability again. So again, most of the game it's one use and gone. So that goes with these right here. These are the explanation for those tiles. These are for those tiles. Okay. Okay, these are some additional cards that are in the game. It says choose another player that has not been eliminated. Place your player pawn on that player's mat. Turn this card face up in next round. Anytime during the round, you may flip this card down. After any player rolls dice resolving. So choose another player. Each card is identically the same. Again, I don't want to read everything because I don't want to give away anything again. So this is your entity cards. And they're all the same, and there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One for each player. Okay. Now, you also have player aid cards, which are very helpful, which are very cool, and kind of tells you what you can do. Again, it's just regular, looks like it's a regular piece of notepad on the back of that one. Okay. So if you look at what can you do on your turn, any number of free actions before taking a main action. Move a number of spaces up to your current dexterity. Trade items, activate. Use any number of your carried items. Drop any number of items in your current space. One of the following main actions. Reveal a new room tile. Rummage. Attack. Pick up any number of items on your current space. When you are finished performing an main action, end your turn. Resolve end of turn effects on your current space and any items or other conditions affecting you. Play passes to the player on your left. When you reveal a room tile or rummage, make a focus check. You have to do a focus check. 0 to 2 successes. Again, you're rolling dice. 0 to 2 successes. A player to your left becomes the narrator of the events and draws a hallucination card. These are your hallucination cards. Resolves 3 or more, you draw an item card rather than that one. Right? So that's basically your entire turn right there on a card, which is fantastic. They had that. Made the game a lot easier and quicker. Here's your item deck. You can get gauze, hoodies, clothing, hospital. Again, it tells you what it is. Gauze is considered medicine. Tells you what it does. Down here it gives you your effects. Return the item to the box, +3 health, and immediately end your turn. Item can only be used at the beginning of your turn, so it's only a one-time use, so there it is. Hoodie, hospital meal, painkillers, snack bar, broom, file, pills, clothes, bedpan, used as a weapon, scalpel, fire axe. Now again, something about the fire axe is it's a two-handed weapon, so you can only carry this axe with you when you're going. Candy bar, snack bar, surgical sword, you get the general gist. Now, when I was talking about clues, this is the important part of the game, what you're looking for. So you move this down, that. Okay, so here are your clues. So again, they're also part of your deck here. Deck starts with 15 of these and 3 or 4 of these added into the deck, the clues. And so you have clue A. It says, why is this here out of place? You're not sure what this means just yet. So it says, what is that? Something is off, just wrong somehow. You need to find more. Something in this room draws your attention. You don't know why, but it's important. Your entire body tenses. Something in this room is important. You know it. So these are just your clues that you get. Again, the clues are activated. In the back of that book here, the main rule book, it'll tell you. So if it's A, C, these are the first 3 clues that you find. Then you would go to and pull the deck that it asks you to do. And I'm going to show you how that works momentarily. Once I show you the rest of the cards and other things real quick, then I'm going to show you that. Okay? So again, these are different clues that you mix in here with these. You mix in with these. And when these come out, you put them out on the board so everybody can see it. So once you get 3, you now switch to the phenomenon. Because these give you clues as to finding out why you're here in the hospital. Begin with what happened, you know, who you are, all those things of that nature get explained. So it's finding these clues within this deck here. But the deck here, you don't use all these cards. because the game would be endless. So you have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's 15 random cards. Then you take these and you mix them in. You shuffle them up. Okay, and as you're shuffling them up, okay, just shuffle them up some more. Shuffle up some more. Okay, once that's done, basically, boom. When you flip the cards, the first card happened to be a clue. So this happened to work out that way. So you would put this over there so everybody knows you're getting that. So you were going to start off with the A. Clue C. So A, C. What's the next one? Pills, broom. I'm just going through these real quick to show you. So, all right. So A, C, D. So once you get the 3 cards done, it says right at the bottom of each of them. It says right here, if this is the 3rd clue revealed, reveal the phenomenon. If this is the 1st or 2nd clue revealed, the player who revealed this clue gains +1 on their next attack check. If the phenomenon has already been revealed, discard this card and draw another item card. Okay, so there you go. So in this case, for this game here, the 3 clues would be A, C, and D. So I would come to my rule book, go to the back, chart that's back here. A, C, B. And so it's A, C, D. See, I did notice that about the game, so it's interesting. So there's your A choices. So if you have it A, C, you're going to go A, C. So D doesn't mean anything. The next one you have to find is the B card because there is no A, C, D. So see A, D, B. So there is no A, C, D. So it's basically you take that card, you chuck it off, and you throw it to the side, and then you pull another card. So let's have, like I say, you get the B. So what happens now? It goes A, C, B. You've now begun the phenomena. The second phenomenon is Shades of the Unknown. So there's a total of 12 phenomenons that you can get in the game. Okay, the phenomenon is basically what led you to the hospital, why you're hospitalized, why everybody else in the game is brought there. So it could be Ravage, Shades of the Unknown, the land in between, dissociation, the monarch, the torturer, and the fractured mind, quarantine, X marks, to death we impart, like Father Linthrope, Children of the Mind, the Slasher, the Innsmouth Look. All right, so that's explained, and all those will be explained. So let me show you what that means. So once you get these clues put up, again, the D wouldn't work, so we'd have to keep searching through the deck till we ultimately found the B. I didn't put the B. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong deck, sorry. Gotta find a B. There it is. So we'll be doing A, C, B. Again, A, C, B. Go back to the book, and it will tell you A, C, B. Here it is right here. It's phenomenon number 2. So inside the box, you also have, oh, sorry about that. Inside the box, you also have all these cards. And they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I would go to number 2. It gives you more cards inside there. And this one, again, it's phenomenon number 2, Shades of the Unknown. So basically what happens is this. You open this up. Now, I'm not going to show you much about this, but you're going to see what is included in it. All right, because I don't want to ruin it for you. This is the end results. It tells you clearly what it is. Here's solution to how you solve the problem that you're having. Again, I'm not going to flip these over and read them. So I don't want you to think that I don't want to give anything away. So you have your end card, you have your solution card. These cards here are different events that are going to take place. You have event A, B, C, scenario, survivor, an explanation of everything. That's right there. Then you have these dark cards. These dark cards mean different things. Shade tells you about different things that you might have to, the horrors that you have to face to get out or win the game, or however you want to look at it. But there it is there. Also, you also, inside that box, you also get this, okay? This sheet is very, very important, because what it does, again, I don't want to ruin too much for you, but it's going to tell you, Shades of the Unknown, it's going to tell you, once you get to this part, it's 2 to 6 players, it's going to last 20 to 35 minutes. It's going to give you an explanation of what happened, and down here, it'll tell you where and how to place all the cards. So your clue A, clue B, clue C, all right, it'll read to you what it is, okay? So if you got clue A, it says there, a cluttered file surrounded by several pairs of shoes. Clue C, impossibly thick mist out of the window. Clue B is disgusting sack of flesh. So this is all what's going on here. Again, it's labeled as phenomenon 2. It's important that you keep these cards separate, and when you put them in, again, the cards themselves are different colors and different than any other card that's here. So that's why it's easy if you have to put something in this deck here or put something in this deck here, you can do it, and it's easily recognizable what to do. But the whole thing is, you want to definitely not mix these cards up with anything else from the other decks, because then it's going to throw everything off. And again, in here, it tells you exactly what's on the cards and what's in each of the sets. And each card deck has that in there. So again, you have all those that are included in the game as well. I don't want to show you all of them. And with the Kickstarter version, they gave you one additional bonus one, which was all that we see or seen. They give you a 13th phenomenon, and there it is here. Okay. Again, it's the Kickstarter variant that they had for there, all right? Which I don't want to ruin for you, but there it is. So you also get all of these in the base game set as well. You see them right there. I don't want to take them all out, but there you go. That's the decks of cards that are included with it in the game. And you also have some tokens as well, which we'll show you those real quick as well. I know the video's a little long this time, but there's a lot of good stuff in this game, and it's a really, really enjoyable game. So you get, again, there's 6 of everything here, because you wind up getting, again, one for each player, basically, their board. So this is your health meter for your card. So basically, when you have one of these, put this back over here, put this back over here. Sorry about that, I'm going to kind of clean this up just a little bit for you. Put that in there. So when you use this here, this goes on here, and it's basically a tracker like that. And you're moving it like that, all right? So you get a bunch of these. These are for your terror trackers. Clearly labeled, so that goes in the bottom here like this. Again, you start at 1 and 4, boom. There it is right there, and you move it like this. When it goes down, go this way when it's up. So your health meter, when it's going down, goes this direction. Okay, goes that direction. And this is decreasing, and this is, when your fear is increasing, you're going to the right. So this means you basically have no terror, and your focus is really, really good. Now, as this goes down this direction, when you get to here, your terror is at a 5, your focus is 1. Here's the problem. If you get one more focus or one more terror added to your thing, your person actually dies from a heart attack. They get scared to death, basically. So that's another thing that you got to keep in mind. So you got 6 of each of these. Okay. You have 6 characters to choose from, and also each one's just a color, because they're nameless. So there you go. You got one. You got blue, green, purple, red, yellow, and gray. There you go. Some more tokens. These are your horror tokens. And horror tokens, if you know there's a creature that's coming after you or whatever it may be, something that you're facing, a fear that you're facing, they look like little pumpkin heads. There they are. They're all the same, front and back. Get a bunch of those. That's a terror tracker. Now, once, like I said to you, you can search rooms only once. So once this room has been searched, you basically put this token right there on it. Token, show you token up close. It's an empty box. put it there, means that you found everything in the room. No one can go back in there. You can go back in there, but you cannot search again. That's cool. I really like the fact that once a room is searched, you can't go back in and search something else. That's cool too. These, I have 2 of these, which are your investigation points. It's right here. Okay, could be a secret passage. Could be, again, the cards will dictate what you're using this for. But there's 2 of them. Another one of these. I think I'll throw them over here somewhere. And then you have, again, you have a multitude of these small ones like that. Multitude of those. I'm going to throw those right here. And then, oh, here's the other one. Okay. And we just pull those all out. So we got, basically, I believe there's 25 of these little tokens, because one for every room that you go into. You can search it. Again, once it's been searched, those go on top. Oh, these are cool too. You get 3 of these. This way we keep track of which clue you found. So clue 1, clue 2, clue 3. So you put that on top of the clues as you find them on the board, so everybody knows, you know, it's A, B, C, or D. And what you also have, what we mentioned to you for the quirks, you get pills. There's a multitude of pills that are in accordance to the color of your figure. So blue gets the blue, green gets the green, red gets the red. You get the general gist and idea. So really, when you think about it, there's not a tremendous amount of components in this game, but what it is about, it's about the story. It's driven by you trying to figure things out, and you know, at the end of the day, it's all about the story in this game. Okay, so that right there tells you everything that you get in the box set of Coma Ward. But again, I told you I had 2 expansions, and I'm not really going to show you much about them, because again, in these expansions, it's really nothing more than, so you've got here, you got Coma Ward Guest Mystery Pack, 6 new phenomena for the board game. Okay, so if I cracked it open, I don't want to rip it. Sorry. Open it from the side. So let's read the back real quick. It says, these creeps you woke up with keep getting weirder by the minute. Wandering an empty hospital, no clue of who you are or where everyone is bad enough. Now you're consistently glancing over your shoulder, trying to figure out who to trust. Coma Ward Mystery Guest Pack. Coma Ward Mystery Guest Pack introduces 6 new phenomena written by special guests. These experiences are a showcase of fantastic frights and packed with wondrous starting prose. Misery loves company, and we brought you the greatest companions we could. So again, if I pop this open real quick, it just shows you that, again, I can't show you much. For example, it'll say right on there, sexual content and disturbing imagery. So this is one that's obviously not geared for children. From the Dreams of Babes. So that's one of the decks. Over here we have Blink to the Past. Those are the storylines. Again, I'm not going to give you any clues as to what they are. Grave New World. The Casket. Secrets of the Lost. And of course on the bottom here we got the last one, which is the Surrealist. Okay. Again, Surrealist, 2 to 6 players, 30 to 50 minutes, written by Stephen Avery. Again, has a rule book on the bottom as well, which we don't need to go into because you're kind of get the whole gist of what's going on. So this is the guest pack. So you get 6 new ones right in there, which is really, really cool. Do you need this to play the game? No, you do not, obviously. But if you enjoy the game, you're going to want to get these to have some additional things in here. Okay, so we're going to put that there. And last but not least, right here is Coma Ward. Again, the Cataclysmic Abominations expansion. Let's flip that over real quick. Things weren't right before. Now they've taken a turn for terrible. The emptiness of the hall seems etched with dread. The blinding sterile light of this place seems to mockingly hide a gruesome truth. These strangers you woke with are hiding a hideous secret. Can you feel it in your core? You have to find the truth and get the hell out of there. Coma Ward Cataclysmic Abominations. Coma Ward. takes survival horror to even darker and more demented corners. In this expansion, players will experience 12 new gruesome phenomena that plunge you into psychological terror and visceral horror with all the brave pros you've come to expect. Again, more information about that. But again, if I pop this open real quick, again, it's more of those type of decks with more phenomena, okay? Alien Ant Farm. If hell were only plain, this place would be paradise. So again, you get another 12 of those right here. Go ahead and pack them real quick. So you got that one. You got Alien Ant Farm. You get If Hell Were Only Pain, this place would be paradise. If I Kill a Rich One. The Doctor, the Dinosaur, and the Cerebral Digitizer. Are Gods Born or Made? What Wicked Dreams We Weave. As Time and Reality Dissolve. Warning, explicit content, once again. Ghost of a Chance. Sanctuary, Part 1. Messiah Complex. And the last two. Sanctuary Part 2. And To Hell and Back. And of course you get an instruction book that goes with that as well. So again, in this video today, we have the 2 expansions that we talked about, the core box set, and everything that's included in all these packs. Again, as I said to you before, as I packed this away real quick, I wanted to tell you, this is really a fantastic game. Has lots of replayability. Ages, again, the kids should be a little bit older. Again, I played with my kids, they had no problems with it. My one daughter did get a little scared when something happened in one of the games, and she kind of bowed out of the game, which was fine. But at the same time, I just want to let you know that it is a fun game. Definitely cool, definitely interesting for, especially if you have a group of friends that come over, you want to play a game. This is definitely one that I think they will definitely enjoy. Highest rating possible for a game. This is really, really cool stuff. Another bag was included as well. Throw that over here so you don't need to get that out of the way. But this is everything that's included in the base game and the 2 expansions as well. So with that in mind, thank you again for joining me for this unboxing of Coma Ward. There you have it, Coma Ward. Again, thank you so much for joining me today for this unboxing. It was a long one. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment below. But of course, if you want to know about more of our unboxing videos, click the subscribe button. This way you'll be kept up to date with anything that new that we release or any new content that we put out for you, okay? Again, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.